for God, for country, for truth, for justice, for the Republic. NeoCrusader.com. Well, it's your motherfucking wake-up call, and that ain't no way around it. I'm chill with sweet mother, yeah. We ain't out in it, got free to find them to do the truth they tell you. You miss a train of them, you if you still be taught a lesson. You did feel what I get, so you be gonna get up. Things you didn't wanna know, you're stressing. Now when you're in it, they keep messing. Things that you're so blind, you didn't even fight. No, you didn't even fight.
Hello, it is July the 3rd, 2014, on the eve of Independence Day. And if you listen closely, in the background, you'll hear people celebrating, fireworks going off, maybe a few rounds being popped off as well, it sounds like. And that's good. It's good to hear people out there who are celebrating independence and liberty. And, if enough of us do it, there's one right now, but if enough of us do it, maybe we'll begin to appreciate what that means. I think a lot of what we have taken for granted is now coming back to haunt us. As it's slowly being taken away, people are starting to wake up and say, you know what? It's important, this thing called liberty, and it's worth fighting for. And apparently there's a heck of a show that I'm missing going off out there. But I think what I'm doing out here is equally as important for liberty. Even if the sound of my voice just stirs you to think and remember when you were a kid, how things have changed just in the last 20 years. Anybody who graduated around the time I did, or who went to school in the 70s, 80s, we had Christmas parties. And doggone it, those were fun. We had Halloween parties. You could say the word Jesus in school without being chastised for it or penalized for it. You could support liberty and pretend you're in the army and play army on the playgrounds and without some type of Orwellian zero tolerance affecting what you do. But it's going to come down to the fact that those who don't remember the past, those who don't study the past, they're going to repeat it. They're going to learn the hard way. And maybe we've slipped too far. Maybe a hard reset is what it's going to take. I pray to God every night that it's not. But it's all up to the people, because ultimately they're the ones who are going to lose liberty if they don't appreciate it. I do, however, and I want to wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July. I just wanted to talk a little bit tonight about how we, how we've come to lose our liberty as well. The erosions of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, which are spoken of as, unalienable rights. They're rights that cannot be taken from you because they were not given to you by man. They were given to you by your Creator. And, therefore, the only thing the Bill of Rights does is affirm that, that we as a people believe that these are our rights and that we are justified in those beliefs. So, again, hopefully we will be able to at some point return back to a point where things aren't so crazy, where everybody isn't so hypersensitive, and there's not a lawsuit if you if you say or do the wrong thing. But yeah, it's something that maybe if I get this out and enough people hear it tomorrow, even if you do one thing for the cause of liberty, even something small, then you've done your part. So share a link to something you feel is important. Tell a friend about something you think is important. And if you don't feel that there's anything out there, look a little deeper. Find something that you think is important and research it. Don't just take that report at its word. Don't just look up on the internet for something that that is just written in one article. Cross-reference it. Make sure that it's something that is worthy of your time. But I promise you, you don't have to look very deep to find anything. And if you just don't come up with anything, go to neocrusader.com. Take a look at the links. I post from many different sites. I pull from a bunch of different places. One of my favorite places, however, is InfoWars. They do the research. So I feel that, with all the time they put into what they do, it's only right maybe just to throw it out there for people to see. It is good to see a lot of the mainstream media are finally starting to wake up. And over the past few years, that is something that is has been amazing to see, is how the mainstream media just became mouthpieces for this administration, and how you could do no wrong if you were on the left and if you were pro this administration. But now we've seen scandal after scandal. I worked in 2007 on a campaign. I'm not proud to say it, but it was more of something like a gun for hire, if you would. Only my weapon was the headset that I wore. I called on the a DNC campaign for Barack Obama. Right up until the election, I called people in California and in various parts of the country, even set up rides to the polls. And a lot of these people couldn't even speak English. And at the time, I was younger. I didn't realize, and I should have. I was old enough to realize, but I did not realize how just an attitude of just complacency can put us where we are today. I think the only program out there worse than Obamacare for America is I don't care. Because if that's the policy you put in place, nobody put that there in front of you. Nobody wrote that into law. Nobody had to vote before they read it. That's a choice you make. And if enough of us overthrow that, that mindset, and enough of us care, and enough of us realize that liberty has been important enough for past generations to die for. So maybe we need to realize what a blessing and what a gift it was that they put in our laps. I grew up in an era of 84, Ronald Reagan, Do It for the Gipper, Red Dawn, where basically as a young man growing up, you were taught that you wanted to fight communism, and you felt sorry for the people who were in Russia and had been, taken, their rights taken, and you felt like they were so. You would just wonder how could you let something like that happen to you? But nowadays we see that it's not Russia, it's here. You're being spied upon by your phone. You're being tracked over the internet. Everywhere you go, everything you do, every breath you take, they'll be watching you. And for any of you who have read 1984, I happened in 1984, thanks to a teacher named Miss Howard. She introduced me to something that Orwell wrote that was scary to me. But at the same time, it was kind of like a zombie movie. That was nothing that could happen in America. Nobody would ever watch me through a two-way mirror and listen to everything that I do and track my every movement and tell me what was politically correct and what wasn't and what to say and what I couldn't. This is America, and we had a Bill of Rights. But, now that contract is being rewritten. It's being redefined by people who have no right to tell you that your inalienable rights don't belong to you, but to them. And it's their right to tell you what your rights are, because they are just so much better than you. So, you'll live under the amount of tyranny that you accept. And it might suck fighting your way out from under it as well. So, just remember that all the sacrifice that has been laid down and put out, the treasure, the blood, the freedom that has been sacrificed for you to enjoy what you're going to tomorrow. And if it means something, like I said, go out and just do something small. If enough of us do just one small thing, then we the people have done one big thing. So be safe out there. Watch watch the roads if you're traveling. A lot of people abuse the holiday, and a lot of drunk drivers on the roads. Obviously, you'll want to watch for that. But stay safe, stay free, and for the Republic.